Blessings and abundance. Welcome back to the Zen Effect Show, a syndicated multi-platform talk show supporting you on the collective journey we're all on, navigating life. This journey we are all on called life. Every conversation here is intentionally designed to empower you, inspire you, and support you in shaping your soul, shifting your world, and returning home to your power so you can live fully in your effect, in your purpose, in your essence, and in your design, and ultimately live life the way that you will it to be. This is your hub for soul-rooted conversations with thought leaders across music, entertainment, entrepreneurship, and wellness, all grounded in truth, intention, and the shared human experience we call life. Listen live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on WBNC Breaking Chains Radio. And if you miss it live, don't worry, we've got you covered. Catch the replay on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And let me tell you, YouTube is all inclusive. That's where you'll find everything. Full audio episodes, in-studio video, and exclusive bonus content you won't hear anywhere else, you all. Stay connected and tap into the energy. Follow the Zen Effect Show on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook. Toni Jones, she has witnessed so much of my journey, so I started to get teary-eyed as I was speaking the intro. Toni Jones, the queen of affirmation music, a Metro Detroit native with a degree in psychology, started as a life coach for women and youth in personal development and well-being for several years. In 2018, through meditation and prayer, she knew to create something else for her clients to practice well while being on the go. The idea that came is what she coined as affirmation music. Without any background in music or writing, she wrote affirmations for women. And grown women, honey, grown women experiencing grown things, and released during Women's History Month, March 19th, 2019, after a year of streaming success. She closed her coaching business and embarked pursuing her career in music full time. Since then, Toni has 6 projects with 40 plus million streams and performs around the country. Toni has been featured and mentioned in Essence, Detroit Hour Magazine, British Vogue, Forbes, and her most popular single, Take a Space, Sis. Okay, honey, that was my transitional song. That was my transformative song. I said, I got interrupted by her for a second. Toni, when that song came out, that song became my anthem. That is the song where I fully stepped into my power. I love that song. Take Up Space, Sis was placed on Showtime's The Chi hit television series. She also has a Patreon membership space for women called the Affirmation, where she does weekly affirmations and in-person meetups. And I just want to add to that, you all, Toni also gives so much insight to really support you in navigating life in this Patreon. Her social media is amazing, but if you really want some tangible, practical tools to utilize and guidance, go ahead and become a member of her Patreon. She will be releasing a new album titled Affirmations for Gifted Lovers on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2026. I'm so excited for that. Toni intends to continue creating more music and spaces that advocate for mental health through her affirmation music. You all, Welcome, Toni Jones. I'm so happy and elated to have you here. You all, I met Toni just very briefly. We've known each other 3 years now, almost 4 years. And Toni was on Life Verbs podcast. That's what the Zen Effect show evolved from Life Verbs podcast into the Zen Effect show. I also used to be the executive assistant for Toni. So Toni has seen much of my life. Much of my life. And I just want to thank you, Toni, so much for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
So excited to be here.
Yes.
You're the first interview of 2026.
It's the love. It's the love. It's the love. It's the love for me. It's the love for me. Thank you, Toni. Toni, you had mentioned that 2025 really stretched you. And I would love for you to just speak to that. What was the theme? I believe that each year for us has a theme, right? And like a word or phrase. And I believe that what occurred in 2025, how did it propel you into this new year of 2026 as to what's coming?
The word was intimacy. Was 2025 was all up in my private parts, okay? In my mind, my nervous system, my finances, my business strategies, my relationship with food and with my body. 2025 exposed me to the parts of me that I avoid, or that I want to hurry up and change. Mm-hmm. And so, if anything, I would say it was a very intimate year of really courting the parts of me that are growing, that are tender and that deserve my love, compassion, and presence. And so going into 2026, I'm that much more in a bond with my life. I have a very intimate bond with all the facets of my life. And it feels beyond just shadow work or just self-love work. It feels like I'm in concert with the way that rain is in concert with the soil, or the way roots are in concert with the soil, whether the air is in concert with lungs. I feel like I'm connected to something that is deeper than just a practice or a modality,
Wow. How do you court? You mentioned something when you stated you courted yourself. Like, what does that look like?
A lot of crying. Yeah. A lot of crying, a lot of honesty, being able to sit with what am I really yearning for? Whose attention am I desperate for and why? And what is that connected to? Being very honest with myself and allowing myself to just, cry about the parts of me that I feel like are still, that should be grown up or mature or have it together, And so courting myself was like really just sitting with myself and saying, okay, where's my edge with looking at this? How long do I want to look at this? Where is shame at? Where is judgment at? How much more love can I just pour into the area that shame has, coveted for too long? And courting myself was just really about, tiptoeing in there, just kind of just seeing, looking into the rooms that doesn't want too much light in. And just, keep, opening the door up just a little bit. Because nobody likes to be, I heard someone say, it's very rude to wake somebody up. When you in that comfy sleep,
yes,
in that dark room,
yes,
and it's just warm and cozy,
yes,
you don't like somebody turn on a fluorescent light and just saying, hey, it's time to get up. Let's go. Let's get. So it's like, it's
Fact.
the same. It's the same thing with the parts of us that sleep to our consciousness or sleep to our love, and is used to the darkness of shame, judgment, being, hidden and in our blind spots. So courting gave me opportunity to just be gentle and tender and slow and steady in my approach to open the light in those areas of my life that, I did not know how to love,
Wow. So 2025, it stretched you.
It did.
But it also, it propelled you. But gosh, it's even deeper than propelled you. What would you say?
It expanded space in my nervous system. You know, it's not about just not being able to pay rent.
Yeah.
It's not just about trying to figure out how to pay my bills. Or it's not about just financial literacy. It's not about I'm unwanted or unworthy for love. It's about being able to feel what my nervous system did not know how to feel or would collapse in feeling, so I could have capacity and space for all my prayers to overflow into my life. You know, it's like holding space for the sensory feelings that happens when abundance comes through your life, you know? And the way you do that is being able to feel the contrast of that. You know, when you have the uncertainty, when you have the confusion, when you feel the insecurity and the worthiness, it's not there to feel like something's not done yet. It's to be able to hold space for yourself and to be able to release it and let it go. Because when you hold space for it, you're giving your nervous system the permission to say, you're worthy of feeling this. You're worthy of not judging yourself because you're feeling this, even though you felt like you healed this already. You know, you're teaching your nervous system, say, it's safe for me to feel this weak or feel these senses of unworthiness. But we know enough to know that you are worthy. You see what I'm saying?
1000%.
So it was expanding my nervous system to have capacity to feel. Feeling is a superpower.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Being sensitive is a superpower.
Yeah.
And in order for you to feel the depth and the magnitude and the majesty of joy, you have to be able to have that same capacity to feel the pain, to feel the hurt, to feel what cracks you open, you know?
You got to hold the space to take up the space.
Now, come on now.
Come on, somebody.
Are we writing a song?
Okay, I mean. And then also, wow, Toni, there's so much that you just stated to just even unpack even further, because wow, just so much. Wow. Wow. I'm just gonna be with that for a second, because that's just like, and I see it all over you. Like there's just this new energy within you, and it seems like all the things that took place in 2025, it's like you were in the lab. You get what I'm saying? Like you were in the lab. And now you've come out the lab, right? And the finished product. When you say sensitive, being sensitive is a superpower. I want to speak more to that, because the world says otherwise, right? The world says otherwise. And I just want us to empower people today, because that's what we do, Toni. That's what Toni do. That's what I do. We empower people. So to help them in remembering why it's a superpower, and not the opposite as to what the world is saying about being sensitive and being a sensitive human. You and I have had multiple conversations about sensitivity.
Well, we haven't been provided the literacy on what having senses are even for. Having the sense to taste, the sense to hear, the sense to feel, to touch, you know, to see, to smell. Like, no one taught us what the spiritual purpose is. What type of technology is that really? And what are the other senses that are in concert with the spirit world? And how those physical senses are in concert with the spiritual world. And so one thing I did not know is that as you grow, as you do the healing work, you become more sensitive. You become more sensual. You become more sexual. You become more sensitive. And so what I believe is the reason why it's important, the reason why it's powerful, because when you can sense, you can discern, you can feel that much more deeper. So when you go into that boardroom, when you meet that guy, when you meet that girl, or when you about to make that post on social media, you're that much more tapped into your senses. How does this make me feel? You know what I'm saying? How am I feeling around this? Something feels off. And so the ability to be sensitive is to be tapped more deeply into your intuitive nature and your technology of discernment, because we have that ability as human beings that have a spiritual technology source that is moving and working through us. Mm-hmm. And so the more sensitive you are, you got the game, you got the code to feel into rooms, to feel into people. Because the thing about it is that everybody has a language now. Mm-hmm. Positivity is the wardrobe. It's hot. You know what I'm saying? Being conscious it's fun. It's the way we relate to each other now. It's the celebrity. Mm-hmm. And so now when you do this work to feel your pain, to feel your wounds, it's to put you on game to feel those energies when you walk into the room and when you meet new people or you get new opportunities. You see what I'm saying?
1000%.
So sensitivity is not just about to be this empathetic being or to be this, good person. It's about being activated enough to know what is in alignment with you and what is not, and how you maneuver and how you have capacity to align yourself with situations. You see what I'm saying?
1000%.
So sensitivity is a masterful opportunity to navigate the world that's putting on all these masks to be relatable, to be seen a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's important, because energy doesn't lie. And when you are sensitive, you're able to feel into the energy, far past the illusions and delusions that people are projecting onto you in conversation, on social media, in relationships. We talk a good talk, but when you can feel someone, you can feel it. It's like, I can feel what I really don't want to feel. I'm sensing what I really don't want to sense about you because I actually like you. I actually like this opportunity, but something don't feel right. And I'm sensitive to it. I'm sensitive enough to know that I'm going to have to pass on this.
That discerning spirit.
With that one that the grandmas and the saints told us about. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So it's that important right now. And now that we're living in a time that we're going through so much turmoil and chaos and uncertainty, the social climate is very interesting right now.
Yes, it is.
We have to be able to not just see and be aware, but to see through it. And the way we see through it is through being sensitive, being able to feel.
What's your take on the social climate right now? I love watching your live streams. I know many who are listening do, but if you have not tuned in to Toni Jones, please go to her Instagram page. Please watch her live streams, because you're so prolific, and the way that you speak to things, especially with what our society is currently experiencing, I would love for you to touch on that here as well.
The social climate. Mm-hmm. There's too many women healing to think we wouldn't experience chaos on a global level. It's too many women. Russian women, Black women, American women, white women, Mexican women, Arabic women, Asian women. It's women all over the globe awakening and healing and liberating themselves. And we think it's just going to be roses and cupcakes. No. What we're watching is women are liberating themselves from the systems that oppressed us and kept our wombs captive. Mm-hmm. When I mean by wombs, I'm talking about the intelligence and the wisdom that resides in our wombs. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Those systems they're crumbling right before us. Yes. They're panicking right before us. They are. They're grabbing for control right before us. Are there casualties? Yes. Does that make us, does that give us an excuse to spiritually bypass? Absolutely no. But we understand anytime change is happening, anytime growth is happening, anytime something is birthing, there's going to be blood, there's going to be pain, there's going to be mess. Nature tells us that. It's going to be dark. It's going to be painful. And so we have to labor and we have to push, but not the way the world does. We have to breathe. We have to nourish our bodies. We have to rest. We have to focus, and we have to be present. Nature, a woman birthing a body, a baby, a child, it tells us the wisdom on how we need to take our stance right now.
Yes.
And there's nothing cute about that. And so when it comes to this social climate, we have to understand this is the fruit of systems that have gotten away with women being silent, women being ignorant to their womb's wisdom. And so that's what I look at the social climate. I'm like, oh yeah, it's working. It's working.
Yes.
Change is on the rise.
Yes.
And we got to hold the line while it's uncomfortable, while injustice is happening and screaming to us as victimhood and oppression, powerlessness and hopelessness is trying to campaign for our attention.
Mm-hmm.
We got to hold the line and tap into something that is far past the illusion of reality and that feels real.
Yes. And take your stance and do not waver. Do not buckle.
Absolutely.
Stand strong, because just like Toni said, it's working.
It's working.
And childbirth, you speaking to that, because as you were speaking, I knew where you were going. I knew where you were leading. I was like, women know that so well.
Women know that so well.
So well. Even women who haven't had children, right? Because the menstrual cycles, all the things. We know the change and the shifts in the body. We know that wisdom so well. We know it. That's why your intuition is so key.
It's so key.
And being in touch and connected and deeply rooted is so key. And it's also so key as to why sisterhood is so important. I know sisterhood. Toni advocates for sisterhood, and I do as well. How did sisterhood support you in this stretch of 2025? Because something's telling me it was on a whole nother level.
Yeah, sisterhood carried me through. And, it's really cute and real petty to name names when people do you wrong, when the women do you wrong, and when they take your man, or when they do all. But let's name the names of the women who are there for you. Pamela Ganny.
Yeah.
April. Yeah. Dr. LaTanya. I can name them. Alexandria. Zen. You know what I'm saying? I can name the women that said, what you need. You need groceries? You need some money? How much you need? Queen Yin. Kayla with Woman of Tomorrow. Like Keela, Claudia, people who cashed at me. Raquel, just sends me money every blue moon, because I am a full-time artist, and I'm telling you, sisterhood has been my sugar daddy of my dreams, because it's not just financial, it's spiritual, it's emotional, it's intuitive. And it's like sisterhood is the man that every woman deserved. You know what I mean? Wow. That just assume position of like, I'm here to support you. I know you're on assignment. I'm not here to take from you. I'm here to care. I'm here to nourish. I'm here to support. I love what you're doing. I believe in what you're doing. So it carried me through those seasons of doubt. It carried me through those seasons of insecurity. It carried me through those seasons of feeling desperate for strategy or to know what the answer will be. Those nights of loneliness. Why am I by myself in this? Or why do I believe I'm by myself in this? It was sisterhood that carried me through 2025, hands down. Wow. Deasia, she's younger than me, but boy, is she an oracle. Just having fun with my sisters.
Yeah.
Gave my brain relief from, ruminating on what hasn't happened yet or what should be right now, just being able to play, so I named those names for a reason, because they deserved their names to be heard and acknowledged for carrying Toni through 2025, I wouldn't be here in this stance that I'm energetically in without sisterhood, for sure.
I love that, Toni. And your residency, you have a residency now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Tell us about that. Because I saw it and I got super excited. I was like, this is amazing. And you have been holding some very shifting, transformational, beautiful sound baths. And it's called the Affirmation. What is the Affirmation Revival?
The Affirmation Revival.
Affirmation Revival, honey. Tell us about this Affirmation Revival.
So I wanted to experiment with artist residencies because, you know, I guess I was annoyed with the spirit of waiting.
Yeah.
For something to happen.
Yeah.
Waiting for opportunity to find me. It was like, no, I'm going to create opportunity that's aligned with my capacity, you know? And so I called it out. I put it on social media and said, I'm looking for a spiritual space. I'm looking for a garden. I'm looking for a museum for me to do artist residency so I can hold space for what I do and the people that I serve. And so Affirmation Revival was something I was experimenting with because I'm a huge supporter of Abraham Hicks.
Yeah.
But I want to do it with a twist with affirmation music. And so I pretty much bring people on stage, you know, who put their names in the basket, and I select their name. They come on stage. They tell me what they're struggling with their self-talk. Like, what is the narrative that's on repeat that's disempowering in their mind? Like, what does their mind actually say? And then me and the band, the DJ, create an affirmation song that is counter and contrast to the disempowerment self-talk right then and there.
In real time.
And so so there's some channeling going on.
Yeah.
There's some intuitive,
that's pure channeling. That's all channeling through you, through the band, and utilizing music.
Mm-hmm.
Because music is so powerful. The frequency of music and literally, like, that person, those individuals that you bring up, they're leaving changed.
Yeah, and they get to record the song on their phone if they want, through camera or audio. I ask them what vibe they like, what their favorite emotion is, and we create that right then and there for them. So it's literally Affirmation Revival. I perform some of my songs too. I do some conversations, we do some activities, but the core of it is really to see that this affirmation music thing is actually medicine.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it can change the script that's in your mind that you tell yourself, you know?
It can change the script to get you off the prescript.
Come on now.
Honey, seriously, because that is what it has, and you know this, but that's what it has done so much for my life, for your life, for everybody's lives that you have touched and continue to touch. It's amazing. How often do you have the Affirmation Revivals?
So this artist residency was for 2 months.
Okay.
I did one experience per month because it was like a pilot.
Yeah.
You know, so I did the affirmation sound bath experience, and I did the Affirmation Revival. Moving forward with Hillside International Truth Center, which I had the residency with, I still do. I'm more in partnership with them as an artist residency. So I plan on doing the YAM Affirmation House. The second quarter of this year, we're raising $250,000 for the house that's on the property to create as a third space for people to come kick it, chill, vibe, do jam sessions, cook yams, you know what I'm saying, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, grilled cheeses, soups, you know, just be a place that we just come and kick it at the YAM Affirmation House, because YAM at Hillside stands for Young Adult Ministry. And so, yeah, I want to create a third space. And so Hillside said, let's go, let's raise the funds and let's do it.
I love
and
that.
So the house is already on the property, but it needs some renovation. So that's what I'm married to with Hillside as my artist residency. So I look forward to doing more Affirmation Revival experiences, affirmation sound baths, but I'm going to allow the opportunities just to flow and not, you know, go 1000%. Seeking for them, you know, because I'm working on a few different things that really need my attention. So it was great to experiment with that with 2025 and show people what I can actually do when I'm supported, you know.
How can one give to the YAM? Like, how can one give? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people who are going to hear this. Mm-hmm. How can they give? Where can they go?
So right now, like I said, the second quarter is when I'll be focused on this.
That's when you'll be focused. Okay.
Yeah, so in March, I'll be starting a GoFundMe for the AM Ministry.
Okay.
We'll be raising $250,000 right now.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just focused on like my project
Gotcha.
and the things I already have going on. But second quarter,
it's on
and popping.
Green light.
People can email me now on how they can support.
Okay.
And for the second quarter, but for right now, I'm working on some other things for the first quarter.
Okay. Could you share that information, like where they could email you or connect, so they can just stay in contact? So when green light go, they send.
They can email me at Toni Jones at iamsounds.com.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Toni with an I.
Okay. I love it. Let's talk about this project, honey. I'm excited for this new album.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yes.
And don't hesitate to share any exclusives if you feel so called.
Okay.
If you're looking to amplify your reach and elevate your brand, you can now become a sponsor of the Zen Effect Show. Your support helps expand conversations that uplift our daily lives and will move the world forward, while giving your business premium exposure. That's right, across radio, across podcast platforms, across YouTube. It's going to amplify your voice and bring more awareness to what you are doing. You will also receive in-studio placement right here on the Zen Effect Show. Supporting the show will expand your impact at the same time, but it also is going to support this show in amplifying entrepreneurs' voices, artists' voices. So go ahead and reach out. Visit my website, www.thezeneffectco.com, and go to sponsor/advertisement. Also, if you're having an event, I want to spotlight your event. The Zen Effect Show plays and is listened to in over 80 plus countries, you all. So I would love to support you in expanding your reach. So again, go ahead and visit my website, thezeneffectco.com. Be sure to follow me on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Just search The Zen Effect Show. Okay, you all. And if there's a topic that you have that you want me to discuss, that you want me to give a conscious take to, go ahead and DM me on Instagram, DM me on TikTok. You can send me a video. Maybe it's a reel that you saw and you're like, Zen, I want you to speak to this. You do not have to mention your name. You can remain completely anonymous, or visit my website, thezeneffectco.com, and you can also submit your topic there.
Yes, so this project, Affirmations for Gifted Lovers, is inspired by an experience I've had with a friend that turned into a love interest. And I've known this person for like 10, 11 years. And best of pals, like frickin' frack, okay? And so going through this experience gave me so much wisdom to my wounds, the wounds in men, and usually when I go through painful experiences with men, it's like heartbreak, heartache, pain, and suffering. This cracked me open and left me in a soulful confusion.
Soulful confusion. Can you speak a little bit more to that? Soulful confusion.
Like where it's like a blank piece of paper. It's like, I don't know how to put an idea, a label, a story to this. I don't know what this is. It hurts me so much, but it hurts so good because I'm so open. I've never felt my heart this deep. I've never felt my yearning for connection this holy, because it was the first time I've been in love with a man from a place of self-love. Before, I was in love with a man where I was choosing them over choosing myself. This time I was choosing myself while I'm in love with this person. And I had to watch and witness what this other person did with that. Could this person meet me in that? And then also the intimacy was all just out of this world, where I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is beyond pleasure. This is a technology to transcend all limitations, all systems of oppression and trauma. This is love. And so for me,
say that again.
Yeah, let me take a breath.
Because I feel, yes.
This is love.
This is love.
And so I got to see a lot in that dynamic. And I say, well, what do I want to say to myself from this experience? Mm-hmm. Because this is not something that happened 4 or 5 years ago. This is not something that had 10 years ago. This is something that's still happening. And I'm navigating it while figuring out, I don't want to say figure out, while paying bills, while navigating America, navigating my heart and how open it is for love and connection in a very intentional way. And so this album is to express the intimacy that I've awakened to, that is far past what I've seen online and in music. And so I don't see this type of sexuality. I don't see this type of, intimacy in the world. And I'm like, well, I want to be that. And that's what Affirmations for Gifted Lovers is. It's all the conversations that are left on the table that we don't get to say to our ex, to our friend, to our family members, to people who have passed away. And then we just have that conversation in us. Affirmations for Gifted Lovers is to give space for those conversations, for that communication, and to really make love great again. And I'm talking about smart love. I'm not talking about power couple love, purpose couple love. I'm talking about struggle love. I'm not talking about popular love. I'm talking about the love that is skilled enough to come into conflict, that can come into confrontation, and that can come into the bedroom with the intention to heal the world.
Because in intimacy, the beauty of it and the energetics of it,
yes,
that is supposed to go beyond the two people in the bedroom.
Period. Clock it.
Clock it. Okay, clock it. Once you experience that together, it supports you all collectively, individually, and then you stepping out into the world in purpose, on purpose. It's the cultivator of that.
Absolutely.
And when you truly experience that, just like Toni said, that is love.
That is love.
That is love. So this album is really going to take us to the depths of what love is.
That's what I intend to do. My intention is to create a frequency on the earth that we all want to see more of. Yeah. I'm really, that's my intention. I want to glitch the system of division. That's my intention. And I want to see what happens, And so that's why I started the GoFundMe for it, because I'm like, I'm going to release this EP in February. And if we want to see more of the project, like let's donate to this GoFundMe so we can put more of this music out, because the music is done. It has to be mixed and mastered. It has to be edited and things like that. But it takes up a lot of space to usher a project out the way it deserves to be ushered out. And so that's why I'm taking the next 12 months to make everything around Affirmations for Gifted Lovers. For my membership, my Patreon, which the tier is called, I started a second tier that starts on January 26th, called From Pick Misha to Sovereign Woman, because that's my journey. That's been my journey.
Yes.
And other projects I'm starting this year that I haven't announced just yet.
Okay.
But Everything is around this project. I want the rollout to be a slow burn, because I want people to really take in what I'm saying, the vulnerability, the energy, the intention, what I'm saying into the private areas of their life where they're closed, their heart is closed to, And so the conversations that I did not get to have with him, the communication that he was not willing to meet me in, even though he is skilled in it. This is a way of me advocating to have that conversation with the world. So I'm exposing myself, I'm exposing the dynamic in a very nude way, in a very unique way, because the parts of me that did not get to have that I had to say, hey, we need to have boundaries. I'm like, this is what I'll do for you. I'll create an album for you. And I'll give the world the mic to have this conversation with you.
Fantastic. Ooh, I cannot wait until are you doing like they can pre-save on Spotify or anything, or for the album?
I would have loved to have done that, but it takes time to work with other people's schedules and times when you don't have the budget.
Yeah.
People who are working with you because they believe in what you're doing. Yeah. They believe in what they're doing. They believe in what they're a part of and their role. And so for me, it's just February 14th, it'll be out. So yeah, I've already started talking about some of it already. So you can go to my Instagram. I posted this morning about it. But yeah, everything is about this, because it's like, I feel very like I'm giving not just myself, but everybody the mic to affirm themselves and give themselves the space to communicate and converse about the things that are just left on the table. Yeah. And I feel like communication and conversation is the highest form of intimacy.
1000%. How can what's coming alive for me in this moment? Because I feel you speaking to it. There's just a powerful way that you speak to it that is meant to transcend among the masses. How can we support independent artists more? It's a call. It's something that's necessary to speak on. How can we do that more? Because we sit up here and listen to all these, what I'm saying, to the I'm not going to mention names, but to these artists, and these celebrities that have been around for 10 years, 15 years, what have you. But independent artists, everything truly comes from your own pocket, right? From your, if we are not contributing to it, if we're not buying tickets, do you get what I'm saying? If we're not purchasing the items, what have you, what can we do? What's the call for us? Because there's a call here.
There is a call. Well, let me just say, independent artists are not all alike.
Okay.
Intentional independent artists that understand that being artists is not about talent. It's not about being cute. It's not about becoming famous. It's not about you. It's about the gift that you are in steward to. And regulating yourself to be visible and comfortable in that visibility to share it with the world. And so those type of artists, I believe the call is for people to ask, how do you need support? Like in real life, Tell the artist, hey, create an intake form for people who want to support, so we can share what our capacity is. For example, if someone's capacity is just to help you with your phone bill, or they're a farmer and they say, hey, come work on the farm, we'll give you free tomatoes or potatoes. That's what we got for you. May not have no money for you. Someone may be able to provide tax services, or someone may have a studio and say, hey, you can bring your producer here free of charge. Like how do we support intentional independent artists? Is meet them where their need is actually at. It's not about just bringing the right people into the room, but the right resources that are aligned with where they're at. And I also think that it's important for people who want to support, pay attention to how these artists are showing up. If they do they have a movement? Are they professional?
Yeah.
Are they consistent?
Come on.
You know, do they really believe in themselves?
True. Do they believe in this? Because how
Do they believe in
support
that gift?
you if they don't believe in somebody?
And are they really called to this? Because some people are a fan of being an artist. They're not really an artist. They're just a fan of music and want to show, they want to be seen in this way. But they don't really respect what the call truly is.
In the misalignment, not the alignment side of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of dope artists out here that really just want to be famous. You can see it. You can feel it. Mm-hmm. You know, but it's like, it's different from artists who want to be famous and artists who want their message to become famous. You know, major difference. And you want to invest in the people who want the message to become famous.
The message to become famous.
Absolutely.
That's the name of this episode. The message become famous. I love that. As we close, Toni, what's your effect? What's your effect? Your secret sauce?
It's intimacy. I get into the intimate parts of your mind where you hate yourself, where you shame yourself, where you judge yourself. And I speak loud, I speak gentle, I speak love, I speak romantic to those parts of yourself where you can learn how to talk to yourself in the same way. I mean to get in those parts. I mean to be that intimate with humanity. And I do that by doing it with myself first.
Yeah.
You know?
On purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose.
That's my effect.
That's your effect. Toni, how can we stay connected with you? And how can also mention the Patreon, how they can join, what have you? Yes,
you can go to my website, iamtonijones.com. You can follow me on Instagram. I am Toni Jones. That's Toni with an I. I have a YouTube channel, but I am very much present on Threads and Instagram on social media. And you can join my email list at iamtonijones.com and join my Patreon. I have 2 tiers, Affirmation, $11.11. And I have the second tier, which is from Pick Misha to a Sovereign Woman, which is $26.26.
Honey, and that second tier, I was going to ask her like what they will receive in the second tier, the difference, but the name of it, the Pick Misha to a Sovereign Woman, says it all.
Yeah, it's a story. It's a storytelling curriculum.
Yes. Okay,
it's the rituals that I do that, like unheard of rituals that are for practical modern day women, you know, but that you can integrate in a very, you know, full life. So yeah, it's Affirmation is for the people who have been impacted by my music and they want to support. They're like kind of like the fan club. They get to see the BTS. They get to get exclusive access to things, you know, hearing the music, hearing me in the studio, and get some throwback things, some affirmation meditations that I've done over the years, affirmation music that's not released. They get access to that. And then the second tier, you have access to the first tier too. But I'm sharing the story of my journeys with men from going from a Pick Misha to a Sovereign Woman. And here's the thing, the Pick Misha is not just about wanting men to pick you, but it's thinking that something outside of ourselves needs to choose us for us to feel validated or feel worthy of being chosen. You see what I'm saying? So it could be an opportunity. It could be a man. It could be a parent. It could be a relative. It can be an opportunity. It could be a job. It could be a job. It could be anything. Just thinking that something outside of ourselves validate our worthiness and our sense of being chosen. So I can go on and on of all the things that's happening in the tiers, but just go to my Patreon, look at all the details, all the values, and see if it resonates with you to join.
And we're gonna have her link here in the description box as well. You all, my question to you is this: are you willing to get intimate with yourself? Are you willing to be intimate with yourself in a world that has you so focused on being intimate with this person, that person, him, her, what have you, yourself? If you are, Toni is here to guide you along the way. Not only just through her music, through her offerings. When I tell you that if there is a Patreon for you to become a member to, it's this one right here. Because something that I can truly say about Toni, because I know I know, is you're truly receiving so much through this Patreon. Toni's got the codes. One of the reasons why I'm in front of you today on this show is through her music. So get intimate with yourself. Take what resonated with you today throughout the week. The Zen Effect Show is now accepting sponsors. Go to my website, www.thezeneffectco.com. You can email me, thezeneffectco@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram. Everything is linked there. If you're interested in brand partnership or becoming a sponsor, because we got a message the same with Toni. We're on purpose. And we're here to support you in doing the same. Always remember to keep your soul hydrated, your spirit fortified. Until next Tuesday, stay elevated. Thank you so much, Toni.
Thank you for having me.
Yay!